Leaders don't get involved in testing students. That's a contradiction with his stunt he pulled, but apparently it isn't. Maybe because they're not counting it as being part of Atlas. Maybe that's the thing. Don't use threshold testing. And students not encouraged to hurt each other. Best students, okay. Threshold testing. Threshold testing. I wonder if there's anything. I wonder if there is anything that is a rather obvious. I've already tried that. Psychological issues, maybe. Yeah, psychological issues. I mean, it might not be. Okay, threshold testing. Yeah, I don't think that's actually there, is it? You only met her a few times, and yet she tried to flirt with you? Oh. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be... Yeah, playing him, presumably gold digging, is that a thing down here? Doesn't know why. What, this auto-hypnosis, trying to play him for gold digging. Nope. Kate's being tested for prime candidate. Is that a contradiction with them being the best students? No. Not encouraged to hurt each other. Well, we know that's not true, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, these three are all lies, but I don't know how to actually prove it from these things, which is really annoying.
Probably be back later. And
the tips are rubbish. Check this thing. Like, or yeah, wonder what Paul thinks about prime candidates. I've already got that one. Boo. I assume this isn't going to give me anything more. Right, okay. I didn't want to go in here. That's annoying. So if I look at Paul's replies, I think I'd quite like this if you could then go to Paul's replies and all of Paul's things came up here, or all the things you'd ask Paul about came up here, and then you could try and compare them here. Leaders don't get involved in testing. I want to try and see if I can find Ryan. Because he doesn't seem to be around, he seems to have completely disappeared. And he's not in the mirror room, we've found. I wonder what happens if I try and use the black scrying mirror in here. There's no use. Yeah, all the hints are just sending me back. Well, the only hint we're getting is just sending me back here.
Ask about a few more things, please.
Oh no, it's done this again.
Was Kate a prime candidate?
Well,
Kate was being tested for prime candidate. That's not a contradiction. Well, that's also not a contradiction, really. I'm just wondering if there's something, some item well, I mean, if there were an item I were missing, you'd think that they would test the psychological thingy. You don't get involved in testing. You clearly do. I mean, I assume it's not actually that kind of testing. Only met Kate a few times. Last her on Friday. Possibly spoke to her. She was drunk though. Doesn't know if Kate had lost her driving license. Didn't see it anywhere. Simon Soberu doesn't know anything about it. Bought a freedom necklace for a student. Insists he didn't buy it for Kate. It was Emma. Cardboard and mask. Hasn't seen the mask before. Thinks mask is from Monarch Costumes. Ryan uses the shop. Wasn't in the pub last Friday. Didn't hear about the argument. Knows the mirror is used for scrying. Never used one. No interest in scrying. Atlas doesn't use scrying. Poster was designed by an agency last year. Business was started last year. I'm gonna see if that comes up with Ryan's arthritis. Last year. Nope. Didn't think that would happen. Finger symbol was the student's idea. Atlas encouraged ideas over morality, and he reluctantly abides by the law. Says Liam was bright, confident, and outgoing. Knew Liam had personal problems. He was at, didn't see him after the course. Free to be free, phrase designed to summarize Atlas's objectives. Course objective to free students from their past. But it's to get them a job, isn't it? No. Well-paid job. So it's not really about freeing them from their past. No. Free themselves from guilt, because there's no place for guilt in business. Is that a thing from Emma's guilt? No. No, that's not what we want. Free to be free. It's free to be free, so no place for... It's stuff to do with guilt. No. Leeds doesn't recognise these leaves. Gardening's a nice thing. Rebecca would know about them. He has no interest in taking drugs. He hasn't heard of Salva yet. Third Eye was Paul's idea himself. Third Eye was quite similar to Atlas. Liam's death. No interest in scrying. That's probably a terrible connection that's not connected. It's going to be stuff further down. It's going to be stuff combining with the stuff further down. If it's a contradiction this high, then we've missed it. And you'd think that the game would go, no, you need to get this before we let you progress. Or you don't need it. Auto-hypnosis not used on the course anymore. Not possible to force students to be hypnotized. Lisa believed Atlas were devil worshippers. Kate Vine flirted with Paul. He didn't try to date Kate. He suspected Kate of trying to play him. Atlas cleaner visits at strange times. Paul's cleaner was the mugger. Paul made the DVD on the night of Liam's death. He committed a fake theft, which he videoed. Claims all the students enjoyed the stunt. He didn't steal from Liam that night. Ryan can't play the guitar. Ryan couldn't have become professional. Photos of Ryan's old car, which was vandalised last year. Doesn't think anyone was prosecuted for it. No truth in Lisa's accusation. No interest in the occult. Why did you call it Third Eye? Not a contradiction. Even though the name is an occult thing. Aptitude test. Test designed to reveal psychological issues. Lisa couldn't handle the course techniques. Raised the course entrance age to 21. Never heard of the IT consultant, Dean Hayfield. They have their own IT guy. Never seen the St. Bernard de Menthon. Not happy about the theft of Simon's computer. Has installed a CCTV. No thefts have happened since. Doesn't believe that Ryan has arthritis. Ryan has a low pain threshold. He pulled his back last year. The GP keeps prescribing medicine. That's not a contradiction. Nobody allowed to know the combination code to the mirror room. Mirror room was used for meditation. CD and mirror room used on the course. Wasn't that something to do with it? Oh, didn't it mention the threshold testing? There we go.
Aha.
Oh, and you just remembered that.
You say you don't endorse threshold testing, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Except you do, Paul, because you told me that the students use that CD in the mirror room. I've listened to that CD, and it very clearly mentions threshold testing.
That took me a
you
while.
Keep batting this away, Paul. We don't really use hypnosis. The students aren't really tested, but I am this close to launching a full-scale investigation.
Look, we get a kickback from these students and they have to be exceptional. Of course we have to test them. That doesn't mean we do anything illegal. What do you think we do? Bump off the ones we don't like?
Well, that depends on how far you push them, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly don't kill them. Nobody here wanted Kate dead.
I'm sure they didn't. But what do you expect, Paul, when you put students under that much pressure?
She was a very, very valuable student. She was worth a lot to the business.
Really? And how much would that be?
But if you really want to know, 50 grand.
She was worth 50 grand.
Yes.
What, you were selling her?
Of course we were selling her. You don't get this, do you? We make perfect employees. Month after month. That's all we do.
What do you mean, perfect employees?
It's the slaves
What
thing.
big business needs, Inspector, more than anything else, is none of this altruistic, goody-goody crap. What we look for is people with ambition, no ethics, push, greed is good, all right? We don't deal with all this comfort stuff. The survival of the fittest, that's all there is. There's no higher purpose, no big plan. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow, except what you have and you can enjoy in the here and now.
And what do you enjoy now, Paul?
You're gonna have to excuse me, Inspector. I'm a very busy man. I've got work to do.
I'll see myself out. Lovely man, your father.
Shut the gate on your way out.
Inspector Jenks, later on, had a strange accident.
He's doing his level best to shut this place down. Get rid of him.
He's a policeman. We can't just...
You saw this, Ryan. You man up and you sort it. Tonight.
I was right! Yay! Ooh. Right, gently leaving. What have we now?
That doesn't sound good. Two totally morally bankrupt men are plotting to get rid of me. It's midnight. I don't have any backup and I don't even have a mobile phone. This is potentially quite bad. And what's Kyle got to do with it? I think I might make my way over to Atlas while Ryan isn't there. Maybe lock myself in.
But surely we've already been there when he wasn't there. At least I don't think he was there. Although admittedly we were still investigating. We're gonna get brutally murdered on the in the woods, aren't we? That'd be my guess.
Damn. I suppose it was too much to hope that Ryan had left the place open.
Okay. I don't know where I need to go next. Do I hide? Hide in... Uh-oh.
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal with that ridiculous police inspector.
What is this? What the hell? Scotland Yard. Not hell. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Inspector. What are you doing here?
Inspecting. So, come on. Let's have it.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector. The best thing that you can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
Knife. What? That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and interfere.
This is all part of the Atlas course. It's a physical endurance exercise.
Drop the knife. The knife, Kyle!
Kyle.
Drop it!
Drop it.
Not looking 100% brilliant for you, Ryan.
Well, please, Inspector, you've poked your nose into Atlas's affairs enough times to know that imaginative flair is part of the course's success.
Possession of an offensive weapon.
Our lessons are reinforced by a unique emotional experience.
Terror?
It's an extremely evocative tool.
Well, it's a good job you're not in charge of the national curriculum.
There's someone in charge of the national curriculum?
I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're thinking. But believe me, Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Eyewitness account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods. That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate last Friday after the meeting. Now, Simon had some strange idea that he was in the running to become prime candidate. Well, a knob of butter has more chance of becoming prime minister. Oh, wait.
So are you telling me that...
Simon killed her? Well, it seems reasonable. It's likely, isn't it?
No.
any more likely than you, Ryan? Pig! I know. Police brutality.
I would... Okay. If you're the police, you take names. Yeah, you take Kyle's name, and you go, yeah. Possession of an offensive weapon. Probably a few other things. You could probably get him for... That's the only one. That's one off the top of my head.